Good morning, everyone. I hope this video finds you warm and cozy. It is very cold here in Indiana, and we are expecting another snowstorm. And I say that lightly because the last one, we had a few inches, but then it soon started to rain and everything melted, and then we just had slush. So I want to welcome you to my page. We are on day 3 of color theory. And if you are on this live or if you're watching this as a repeat, if you go back to my Facebook page, which is simply listed under my name, you will see that I did a video the very first day and I posted 3 graphics. And these were talking about the color theory and we were talking about winter colors. So I wanted to share with you one last look before we move on to spring, and that will be tomorrow. I know this is coming to you at mid-morning, and it may not be a great time for many of you, but I know many of you do catch the replay. So just to kind of catch you up before we get into all of that, I want you to look at my hair. So my hair is on day 2 after I washed it. I have literally done nothing but brush it. And can you see the body that's there? This is what happens when I use the Velcro rollers. So I shared with you the other day on day 1 that I'd washed my hair that morning. I dried it using my system my dryer. And then I rolled the top and pretty much the sides on the biggest of, I think there were 2 sizes of the Velcro rollers. And that was at the recommendation of my stylist. And I can't believe that I still have this much body that's left. I hardly have to back comb. I am getting a haircut today. Or a trim, not sure quite what I'm going to do, never do when I go. But pretty much that's all I have to do. And I almost always put this behind my ear. This one is down. And my bangs are the biggest problem because I never know what to do with my bangs. But, I just wanted you to see this because to me, it is totally amazing. And when I say I have straight stick hair and flat, I have straight stick hair and flat. I mean, it is flat against my head. So to have this much volume 2 days after washing is a big deal. So I'm going to put my headband on to get my hair out of my face. I have already done my eyebrows. I have already done... hold on for a second. Let me pull my container here. I have already done my Lumify eye drops. I did a video a long time ago sharing one of the things that we can do as we get older that make our face and our appearance just look younger. And one of them is eyes. This takes all the red out of your eyes. It's amazing. Look how white the eyes are, and I haven't even done my makeup yet. So it's pretty amazing when you see how much can be done with just a little bit, a drop. My biggest problem in the morning is having a hard time actually getting the drop in my eye. So if you're used to doing your own eye drops, you might find that is, that can be a challenge as well. The other thing, I have nails. I colored my nails. I painted my nails. There were so many things I didn't do for myself when, towards the end when I was taking care of Bruce, and my hands just, that went by the wayside, and I didn't even think about it. Didn't even think, that it was something that I needed to be on because I am used to, normally I do my nails every Saturday. So I have a fresh manicure for the week. But it seemed like no matter what product I used and put on my nails, it wasn't lasting. So I kind of gave up and thought, well, whatever it is, my body must be deficient in something, and I'm not going to worry about it right now. So I didn't. I tried to put nail color on, and it didn't make a difference. So I skipped it, and last night was the first time that I have put nail polish on, and it feels kind of good. I mean, I know that's creepy. I know that's probably, well, not creepy, but I know that's strange for some of you who never wear nail polish, but for those of us that I consider extra, and let's face it, I'm extra. If Bruce were here, he would agree with that. For those of us that, like makeup, we like jewelry, we like things like that, it does make a difference to us. I like being able to look at my hands and feel that they are more youthful. And to me, nail polish makes them feel youthful. Now, I don't always wear dark like I've got today, but I wanted to, I don't know, I just kind of got the feeling that I wanted to do, something with that. So as you can see, I am simply rambling while I'm putting my makeup on. I've not changed any of this, but we're going to change when we get to the eye color. So for those of you that might be not familiar with our system, this is the Saint system. As a 72-year-old Saint artist, I understand mature skin. I understand the challenges that are there. And quite frankly, I didn't know some of those challenges were there until I started seeing in the mirror that my makeup did not look good on me. And the biggest thing was that I was seeing my makeup. So when I'd look in the mirror, I could see makeup. And to me, that is an eye-opening experience that I must not be using either the right shade or the right product. Cream makeup plays differently than any other liquids, BB creams, whatever. And the reason is because, by the way, I'm going to use some setting spray here, spritz into my hand, and moisten my brush to do the blending. So cream makeup will move with your skin. So all of these lines and wrinkles that we have around our face and around our mouth and around our nose, and we all know if we're above 50, we know what we're talking about because they're there. Well, they don't move with the other product. Now, if anything, those wrinkles fill with product when you use something else. Again, I didn't know there was a difference with the cream makeup. I really didn't. What I had used before, I had used for years and thought it looked fine. Actually, last week, I did a comparison using my old system versus what I use now. And it was an eye-opening experience for me because I had not done that before. And I couldn't believe, first of all, I was using the wrong color. And I was totally shocked at what I saw when I did that video and played it back and watched it. So I thought I looked fine, but I did notice throughout the morning especially, I started to get wrinkles, and I could see the wrinkles underneath my eyes, and I would have to pat those out. If you saw what I did here, I put a little bit of brightening highlight on either side of my eye. And then when I blended, I used the pointed end of my brush, and I actually just tapped it in. So what happens to that product? It actually goes into those crinkles. And then as you smile or laugh throughout the day, it moves with your skin. Now, if you are using Saint and you still see those crinkles, two things. The color may be wrong for you, or you're using too much product. And for most people, it's using too much product. But that doesn't mean that we can't adjust your color as well. The color that I am using as my main highlight, I've had so many people ask me, and it's dark. I'm going to share that with you. It is, oh gosh, I can't read without my glasses, and I want to make sure I tell you the right one. So this is hazel. If you look at hazel on the color chart, it's really dark. And this was my color that I wore last summer. I thought I'd have to lighten up as winter came, but when winter came and I lightened up, I didn't like it. So I've gone back to hazel. I just make sure that I blend it, and I'm going to be wearing a white sweatshirt. It's very cold here today, and as I get out, you know, it's going to, obviously, I'm going to need to keep warm, and I don't necessarily want it all on my collar. I am using baby watermelon on my lips, blending that a little bit. My brush is still moistened from the setting spray, and then we are going to go on to the eyes. So if you followed me on day one of the graphics that I posted, let me pull it up on my iPad so I don't sound completely off. It's called Bright Winter. And obviously you can see I've got a black top on today. There's really nothing bright about it. But if you follow along and if you know that you are a cool person, you know that black is in our color palette. And we can wear it well. We can wear black. We can wear true optic white. Well, I'm going to share with you today, this is a scarf that I found on our favorite online retailer. And when you look at those colors, you can see that this plays along beautifully with this color palette called Bright Winter. So on those color palettes, the graphics that I posted at the beginning of the week, if you look along the side of the graphic, it's got all kinds of color swatches from the top of the page down to the bottom. And those are colors that you could have in your wardrobe. And you would understand that, yep, when you take that in and look at your wardrobe, that's what you've got. So I am actually going to put this scarf on, and we are going to work on my eye color. So you can see that this scarf, even though I have a black top on, is going to bring out those other bright colors that we are going to deal with today. So this is a great way, if you don't have a lot in your wardrobe and you don't really want to go out and buy a couple of statement pieces that are this bright color, this is a great way to get it, just to put a scarf on. And here in Indiana, it's pretty nice to be able to wear a scarf when the weather is like it is today. So let me get my eyeshadow brush here, and we are going to start. The only thing I have on my eyelid is highlighter. So I've put the highlighter on as a base, covering up all of the little blood vessels and all the other fun stuff that gets on our eye as we get a little bit older. And the first one I'm going to use is Paris. Now, Paris is a soft, kind of a peachy pink. Let me see if I can swatch it on the back. Can you see that? So I like this one. Actually, this one is in my palette, and I do like to use it. I apologize. I just had a light that switched on in the back. I have like phantom light people. It's crazy. This light has a mind of its own. It's on, it's not on a dimmer switch, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's surges, whatever it is, but it comes on, and I don't necessarily want it on because it kind of fiddles with the light that's coming from my makeup mirror. So there you can see I have done a quick wash. That's a beautiful color all on its own. But I'm now going to take Lullaby. You've seen Lullaby. You can see by the fact that I'm hitting pan on it that Lullaby is a good color for me. And so here we're going to swatch it, pick it up with our brush, tap off the excess. Again, where do I want the majority of my eye color? On the outer side. And I'm simply now swiping that over the orbital rim. So this is my transition shade. So we call it a transition because it is going from the light color that you've got on your eyelid, and it kind of offers a buffer to anything else that you might be using. Okay, so there's two colors. You could stop there. You could easily stop there and put on shimmer if you wanted to, but I'm going to go one other one, and it's because I have this deep color, and I don't ever know if I say this right. I call it Mija. It is a bright, bright color. This would never, prior to Saint, I would never have used that on my eye. I would always have thought that it would make my eye look bloodshot. So I'm going to take the spongy end, and I'm simply going to put a little bit on the outer edge, and I'm going to blend it in swirling motions, and I'm not even carrying that over the lid. Again, picking it up, giving myself a swipe, and now swirling it. Can you see how I concentrate that on the outside edge? Okay. As a final, da-da, whatever that is, I'm going to use a product called Sis. When you look at Sis, can you see how that looks like it's kind of matted down? That's because I apply it with my finger. So I almost always do Sis with my finger. And you see it's that shimmer. So if you ever get to the point where you feel like you're not able to pick any product up, simply take something, and I always use the end of my little dental picks here, and scratch the top so that now you have some loose product. And that will help you pick it up. Because our body oils naturally are going to make that product a little bit harder to pick up because we are adding those when we swipe our finger on there. Look, oh gosh, I love this color. And look how that just brightens that eye look. All right, let's put a little bit of mascara on, and we will call it a day. Now, this is a sample of mascara that I got in an order over Christmas from Sephora. And I told you that I like the setting spray that comes from Charlotte Tilbury. And this was a travel size setting spray. There was a 2-pack. So I ordered that, and I ordered probably the best smelling candle I have ever used from Sephora. Didn't know it was going to be the best selling candle, but boy, was it. And so that was like a little freebie in there. All right, I'm taking the end of my brush that I applied my brightening highlight with, and I'm simply going at the edge, and this gives me an eye lift. It fixes any mistakes that I may have there. And I'll fluff the hair up a bit and call it a day. Now, I have used colors all week so far that I never would have tried before. And, you know, I may have used them once in a while. Very rarely do I do a 4-color eye look. Look at that. I mean, it's very pretty, and it draws attention to my eye, but it doesn't make my eye look overly made up. And I'm just really loving these palettes. So go back to day 1 if you are just joining me and you have no clue what I'm talking about. Day 1, this week, follow my page. You need to be following my page anyway, because it's fun. Go back to day 1, and you are going to see that there were 3 graphics that were posted on that day. You can save those to your phone, and you can blow them up. So like right now on my iPad, I'll show you real quick here. This is the palette. This is the eye palette. So I've got it blown up big on my iPad, and I can go through there and pick out the colors that I have. Now, I did get a question about the washi tape, that people didn't know what I was talking about, because I talked how I did my palette. I actually put names on the palette. So this is my big pro, this is my kit. And so what I have done on this, let's see if I can get to another page where you can see. I have put a strip of washi tape. So do you see that? If you do a search on our favorite online retailer, washi is spelled W-A-S-H-I. It will try to autocorrect it. Just back over it and do it again. And type that, and you want a light color because you want to be able to write over it. And then, so that's all I do in my palette, in my big pro kit, is I write the name of the eyeshadow. And therefore, when I now go back to put these back in, I know where to put them. But as I was building my collection, I could see once what I needed yet. You could do the same thing if you wanted to, for example, take one of the larger palettes, because I know sometimes we have palettes that we haven't used yet. So this was the beautiful one that we had available to us. You could do the same thing in order to create that palette for yourself. So you just put the strips on here, write the names of the colors because they're clearly noted on that graphic, and you can kind of work towards building. If this happens to be your color season, if you are, for example, a bright winter and you want to get some of those colors, you could easily put it in and you can see at a glance what you have. Because if you're like me, you are moving between palettes periodically. You all know, for those of you that follow me, that my favorite size is this 12. And it's not full now because I actually have taken some product out to be able to do looks with you. But if I were on the way out the door for an overnight stay, which sometimes had to happen when Bruce was ill, this would be the palette that I would take along with a brush. And so I'm moving in and out of different palettes, trying to get the right look. And this will give you an opportunity to see what you're missing, what you need to add in there. It's fun having some options. I'm not an options gal. I used the same Naked, what was it called? It was Urban Decay Naked 3, and it was their mini palette. It was 6 colors. I used 3 out of the 6, and I would keep reordering that. That's about as out of the box I used to be, because I loved those 3 colors. So I never went outside my comfort zone. I never tried anything new until Saint. And so now I'm trying some new things and I really like it. I like the look. I like the confidence. I like somebody saying, my gosh, I don't know what you did to your eyes, but they really look great today. And it's something different. So let me see if you have any questions. I see we've got a few people on. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining me. If you do have any questions, you can drop them below. If you are coming on and watching this as a replay, please comment the word replay and tell me where you're from. That always helps. I like knowing where my videos are going. If you have seen this viral makeup, if you were like me, you watched a ton of videos from different people. They all had different personalities. Of course, I wanted to look like the young ones. God bless them. I wanted to look like all those young, cute ones, but I knew I wasn't there anymore. I knew I had other challenges in my life than what was there before. So now I still watch other artists, but I do have a tendency to gravitate towards the ones that have mature skin because I know they understand what I'm talking about. I have watched some of the younger gals do their eyeshadow, even apply their makeup and how they blend it on their face, and it wouldn't work for me. As a mature woman, it would not work for me. And I would see brush strokes, it just wouldn't work. So I have a tendency to gravitate towards the mature artists, and truly the mature artists, not the ones that are, probably in their early 50s and they're trying to tell you about all of their lines and wrinkles, because I'm 72 and I have lines and wrinkles and I know what it's like to have those. So I love to follow artists. I love to get their impression of different ways to do their makeup. And so if you're watching us and you've not landed on an artist yet that you can kind of relate to, I hope you can relate to me. I'm about as normal as they come. And I would love to be able to color match you and get you started on an incredible product that will not add years to your life, but will add some pizzazz to your life. And it will make you feel better because when you look in the mirror, you look pretty good. And you'll be able to go from there. And to me, that's what life is all about. I've recently lost my husband, so I'm in uncharted territory. I haven't been in this situation for a very long time. And so every day I need to get up and I need to do something for me. I need to get dressed, need to put my shoes on, I need to do my hair, and I need to do my makeup. And if I do those things, it's amazing what else I can get accomplished for the day. So I thank you for watching. If you have any questions, drop them below. If you would like a color match, there is a link that should be floating on the screen, or it will be in the body of the text. And I'd love to talk to you and try to get you started on a beautiful program. Thanks so much for joining me. Happy Thursday. Bye-bye.